Welcome to another episode of The Finals. It's a horror podcast. I'm Mellow92.
I'm Lola Sky.
And we just like to talk about the mental health aspects of horror films. And we are the only podcast where you can get that at. Because film therapy is a real thing that therapists do.
Yeah.
Right. And we kind of do that for horror movies. Because nobody does that for horror movies.
And you shall.
Mental health tips, relationship tips, things that help you in real life.
I said, what you looking at me like that for?
Yeah.
First real video episode. Just kind of want to take a look back on all the good episodes that we've done so far this past year. Because we've only been doing it for about a year.
It'll bounce back in no time.
23 episodes so far with The Ritual.
Yeah. To give y'all a little taste.
But the first one that we should talk about is probably Wakewood.
Do we have an agreement?
I remember that was one of the first ones that you actually brought to my attention.
Yeah. I was like, it was like some random pick for me too, but I there wasn't even a trailer to it, but the description for it was like really good. Like it sounded really good.
Really?
Yeah. And so I was like, I'm gonna check it out. And I was like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah.
I gotta show my baby. Maybe he might like it.
Between this world and the next.
Right. And
you did.
I really liked it. It was good. You could tell whenever the filmmakers care to make a good movie.
Yeah, on a low budget.
Yeah, you can tell that shines through. So even though it's a little tiny movie, it ain't the greatest movie ever.
No, but all the actors, they really cared they really played the role of their character very well. Very well.
The parents was trying to bring back their kid because their kid had died, got
Mauled
ravaged
by a dog. By one of the dogs that her dad took in because he was doing tests.
Animals, should they?
No, they shouldn't.
Animals shouldn't hurt people either.
Well, that's kind of different.
Because he was a scientist or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then she ended up walking into the pen at the wrong time and getting ate up.
She witnessed, the baby girl.
Yeah. So then after that, the whole movie, a lot of the movie, that was about them trying to bring her back. And then what happens after you bring back somebody from the dead. And what turns out is it wasn't actually their daughter that they brought back. It was some other spirit that they brought back.
Yeah, it was a demon of some sort. But the reason... go ahead, baby.
Because they lied about...
How long
she was dead.
She was only supposed to be dead for less than a year.
Yeah.
And she was dead for 13 months.
Yep.
I can bring your daughter back to life for a short time, so you can see her, hold her again, and say goodbye properly.
Will she be normal?
Her heart will beat, her breath will breathe, and she'll remember the time she had with you. But it's not so simple.
So.
Yeah. 13 being a very important number in Celtic religion, Celtic traditions. I was trying to find the right word for it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's an important thing. It's always been unlucky ever since forever, actually.
Yeah.
And when Christianity came around, it was like, look, 13 is a really unlucky number here too in Christianity.
Yeah.
So you might as well just be a Christian.
Yeah.
They did that a lot with a lot of religions around the world. Hey, look, that's in Christianity too.
Right. Like they have like that 13 ghosts and shit like that. That's like,
that kind of thing. Yep.
yeah.
And 1408.
Yeah.
Adds
The
up
Shining.
to 13.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But that was a time where we had just got microphones, just got 2 microphones. So we could do a whole episode.
We were sharing a microphone. We had to put it in the middle of a long ass table and our first thing, and we were both like
trying to talk on it. Yeah,
we were like shouting. You still could barely hear us.
Yeah, I remember that.
But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know.
Yeah,
you gotta start small to get big.
Yeah, it was good times. Good times. Came a little way since then. Not far, not super far, but a little way since then. Right. And I think that was even before all of this stuff too. So
yeah, we didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
Like we gradually are getting stuff slowly, you know. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
What can I say?
In due time.
Yeah.
What's the next movie you want to talk about?
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I'm a superhost.
And welcome to another episode of Superhost.
Superhost was fucking amazing.
Yo.
Yep.
Betty Lou, 52.
It's actually Rebecca.
Oh, so you're neither Betty nor Lou.
Hell yeah. This right here is like when you can tell that the director, whoever made it, got some experience under their belt now.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's all about Airbnb.
And the experience that he kind of had, and he was like, what if this happened? Like, if you just went to an Airbnb and she was like the person that owned it or the person that was running it out was a serial killer.
So the host of the place showed up, plunger in hand, and me and him had the most awkward small talk that you can imagine as he plunged away at his toilet, which I had recently used. After he left, I was just kind of struck by how strange that whole situation was,
Because he was like, yo,
I had this really bad experience.
Yeah, yep. He was like, yo, I went to this Airbnb and used the bathroom and the toilet didn't work. So I called the dude and he wasn't supposed to be here.
Right.
But he was here apparently because he showed up in like 5 minutes.
Wow.
So he came in, showed up with the plunger too on his shoulder, just like she did in the movie. Showed up just like that, and he was like, okay, right, because he wasn't supposed to be there, so he was like weirded out a little bit.
I bet.
And then he's standing there while he fixing the toilet and shit. He kind of talking, making small talk a little bit. But the small talk kind of stopped after a while, and he just kind of fixing the toilet. So he's standing there thinking while it's silent. After they got done with the small talk, he's standing there like, man, what if this dude don't even own this house?
Right, what if...
What if I'm not the director dude that I said I was? What if I just was some guy?
Right.
And then I didn't already like, ooh, what if I like got the real dude tied up downstairs? It's a movie in here somewhere.
Right.
It's a movie in there somewhere.
And it was.
I saw the movie Creep, and I watched Mark Duplass play this character who was completely lovable even though he was a total psychopath. And it just seemed like a perfect blend of the two ideas, like having this person that is letting you stay at their place and they're not at all who they are presenting themselves as. And the idea just kept building and building until we had Superhost.
So then he had to figure out, so when he got home, he tried to figure out like, okay, so who would be in Airbnbs all the time? Travel people.
Right.
Because you're trying to get them for free, or you're trying to get a discount, or you're trying to, you know what I'm saying, you're going somewhere, you might as well.
Clicks.
Yep, you might as well do a vlog there, whatever.
Right.
So, yeah, do them, and then kind of just went from there. And shit.
But, like, the relationship part in that movie was not so good.
No, it wasn't.
Claire and fucking Teddy, Rebecca, Betty Lou, she had a thing for Teddy, like a big thing for Teddy, and
Huge.
Claire could sense it.
Yeah.
And Claire was like, but Claire was a pussy. She's not about that life.
Yeah.
So she wasn't about to like be like, bitch, what? What? You know?
Yeah.
Beat you with your own fucking plunger, motherfucker.
Yeah. That was a fun movie, y'all.
Yeah, that was a really fun movie. I like that movie.
Yeah. Movie where, spoiler alert, everybody dies.
Everybody.
Everybody dies. Nobody lives.
Yeah. Except for the killer.
Except for the killer.
Right.
She lives to kill again. Unfortunately.
Yep.
But
drives away in the sunset.
Yeah.
Blood all over her body and face.
That episode was fun too. We talked about that movie probably a little bit too long. I think about that every time I see that runtime on there. Like, damn, 2 hours and some change.
We kind of like right now.
Yeah, and then half of it didn't even it recorded, but half of it, I think my mic was messed up. So for like an hour,
you
talking. It sounded like I'm talking way in the background, in the back of the room,
like you on the toilet or something. What'd you say, baby?
Right.
I knew you'd come sooner or later. What took you so long?
Freaking shit, mother.
Halloween Resurrection was a fun movie because I was about 10 when that shit came out.
Yeah.
And I know people hate that movie, but I can't bring myself to hate that movie. I used to rent that movie a couple times. I rented it a couple times from Hollywood Video, and I think Blockbuster too.
I always find myself getting drawn back to Jaws.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
Doc, swallow you whole. I'm gonna need a bigger boat.
I'm always gonna love Jaws. I grew up on that shit.
Oldie but a goodie.
Yeah. I was terrified there for a while when I first saw Jaws because I was little when I first saw it.
Jaws. Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss. Jaws. See it before you go swimming.
And so I was afraid to get in any water. Let it be a pool or a lake. I'm like, no. I'm not.
Really, all the way down to the pool, huh?
Yeah.
What you thought? A shark was gonna get you in the pool?
Just
scared of swimming. That's what.
Just my imagination, but I'd always fight it and just get in there.
Yeah.
But then I'd always but then my mind would always go back to the to the movie. But I'd be cool once I'm in the water. But you know when you first get into the water and you're halfway in and you can't see like the bottom, you know, so it's like, you know, and then you hear that noise, you hear that song in your head, and you're like, oh my god. But then once you're in the water,
didn't you say you almost got eaten by a shark one time?
Oh my fucking gosh. Yes, when we were at fucking Myrtle Beach, when my grandmama took us to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
My cousin, we were like, I was in the water. I remember playing like on the shoreline, and my cousin came up and he like dragged me out in the water like deeper, but he had me by my legs.
Oh wow.
Right. So like my head was like halfway up the water and halfway down. Like I was kind of like trying to like, you know, breathe. But then somehow like my head went underneath the water, and we were like kind of like, he was kind of tall, but he was like waist deep in the water. And all of a sudden I'm underwater, and I open my eyes, you know, and my eyes start burning obviously because of the salt.
Yeah.
But you know, you could still see like silhouettes of things, you know. And so I saw this thing like swimming towards me, like, and I started screaming, and I finally, my head came up over the water, and I was like, shark! I was like, oh my god, let me go. And I was so young, and when I got out the water, sure enough, there was a fucking fin and everything, and sure enough, it was a fucking bull shark.
Wow. just when you thought you was tripping, kind of.
Like a week after that or 2 weeks after that, there was a fucking thing on the news
Somebody
saying
got
that
ate.
a little boy got attacked by that shark.
I didn't survive either.
Probably not.
Wow.
That could have been me.
Yeah,
So I was
could've been
terrified.
you. Wow.
And I think that's why I love Jaws so much, because it kind of like, I feel like I almost had an experience like that. You know,
Damn.
which that will always like leave you like wondering.
Yeah, well.
You know.
But Halloween Resurrection, they was a little bit ahead of their time with the whole little internet thing, the live streaming and shit, and the cameras on the foreheads and shit.
Hell yeah.
They was a little ahead of their time with that. So people ain't like it at the time. They like, what is this Tina Bobby ass internet bullshit? They got Palm Pilots and talking about emails every 5 seconds, which I get it, but now that's how everybody kind of living their life a little bit.
Yeah.
And I guess people just couldn't see that far ahead at the time. So
right.
But and Halloween Resurrection, that was a time where I don't even know if we had microphones at all. Might have just had the one microphone, that $30 microphone that we had.
Yeah.
I think so. Just the one.
Yeah.
And
it didn't sound so great.
No. And didn't you like not want to do that movie because you said it sucked so bad?
Yeah, probably.
So I just kind of talked about it for a few minutes. I ain't talked about it for no whole long time.
Yeah.
But had to mention that movie though, just because.
Right.
It was a part of my childhood. I was like 10 when it came out. It's always gonna be a part of my childhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's Halloween Resurrection. And you're gonna get off that shit quick.
Right.
But ain't gonna give y'all too much time to start talking shit.
What the hell is wrong with you? I said, what you looking at me like that for? Huh? You don't get it? You don't get it?
Haunt.
You know what? I was just
2019.
thinking that too. I was like,
Yes, you're doing it.
Please say Haunt. Please say Haunt.
Yeah, definitely Haunt.
Do you want to see my face?
Oh my gosh. So
Oh, that's
this is
good.
another movie that I brought to my baby's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Is this supposed to be scary?
Because I do that a lot.
And this movie ended up being really fucking fun.
This movie is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like, I think I would always want to talk about Haunt like every Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's other movies, clearly. But Haunt is a badass movie.
Yeah.
Like, you have fucking Bailey, you got
I don't remember all their names, but I do
shit.
remember that it was a fun ass movie. And you had the clown mask killer who was kind of like Russ McCamey. Had the rest of the crew who was kind of like McCamey's employees and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole little network of haunt places was kind of like how Blackout do their thing.
Yeah.
Blackout got a whole network of places. And then Haunt is just taking that a step further. It's taking them and Russ McCamey shit, because he on some bullshit. Look that up if you don't know what that is. McCamey Manor, that's what I'm talking about. I was trying to think of the name.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what it's called. It's called McCamey Manor. It was really good.
Yeah.
And that's when we really got in our research bag. Except we did derail a little bit and talk about McCamey Manor a little too long. But it was a lot of information to give on it, and we was baby podcasters. We didn't know how to condense the information and put it inside of the movie with the movie and shit. So
yeah, but
oh well,
it was still a really good episode.
Yes.
And we were excited to do it.
Yeah, one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Like one of our most proud episodes actually.
Hell yeah.